into Madness plays Deadlight. Journey with us to the green orchard where madness tastes as sweet as the fruit that grows there. Do you dare take a bite?
Hello, my dear cultists. Welcome to the second episode of Descent into Madness Plays Deadlight. Last time, our dear Professor Hugo E. Perseverger has gone on to a trip to Boston for an academic thon, bringing his two students along with him. Well, along the way, though, there is a bit of a pit stop they're trying to make. Hugo had received a letter from one of his dear friends, Dr. Godfrey Webb, explaining that there was something that he needed to tell him, a secret he had kept to himself for years.
I beg you, come to me at once. Pray that whatever is left of my soul can still be saved. Dr. Godfrey Webb.
Regardless, they start to begin their trip, trying to beat a storm that's impending doom reaches out to Arkham itself, and even though they drive as they may, the storm gets the best of them. And as they drive into the tall Pine Lake woods towards the Green Orchard Cafe and Diner, they have an encounter with someone by the name of Amelia Webb, who runs out in front of the car.
Sterling, watch out! I'm trying.
They do the best they can to preserve the woman and make sure that she's okay, at least sane, for someone that is drenched from head to toe and appears to have various bruisings and markings and a bit of amnesia. All she can keep saying is everything from her grandfather is in trouble to a bright white light.
I say we take her back to the car.
We'll just get her to the cafe and get ourselves out of this ditch and we'll sort this whole thing out.
They take the woman to hopefully receive medical attention for her and generally get a straightforward answer. We join ourselves back at the diner itself because dear Sterling Winters decided to go use the bathroom. And with him, the elderly gentleman by the name of Timothy went along with him. As Sterling went to, release himself, a glowing light began to appear, glowing brighter and brighter, and the screams of Timothy heard throughout.
Sir, are you alright?
As we join Sterling, standing at the very entrance of the outhouse, door agape, as he's staring at two leather shoes with dust piles in both of them, and the smell of burning flesh, and a different sort of acrid smell. Let's begin. As we get back to it, got all screams and burning bright light that you saw. You stand looking at two leather shoes laying on the ground. Those two leather shoes appeared to have piles of ash in them. You smell burning flesh, but then there's a different other type of smell. It lingers. It starts to almost burn your nostrils a little bit as you lay upon this sight. How are you doing, Sterling?
Well, thankfully I have my umbrella, so I'm not getting soaked. I can only think that he's been struck by lightning, but it doesn't seem to make any sense that his whole body disintegrated, so I think I want to make a mad dash back to the diner.
Can you do something for me, though? Seeing as you have seen a man literally burned to death. Well, didn't quite see him. Can you do a sanity roll?
Absolutely. 3.
Oh, so you managed to, you didn't see it happen. Trick of the light. Maybe this old man is playing tricks with you. For all that you know, he could be running around shoeless. Those older people always love to play pranks on the younger ones.
Mm-hmm.
But you stand there, the smell is still there. What do you want to do?
It didn't faze me too much. I'm gonna just keep my umbrella and walk calmly back to the diner.
Can you give me a power roll, please?
Absolutely. 76. My power is 70.
Okay. So as you're walking back towards the diner, the rain and storm, the lightning and the thunder are still going on. And even as you're holding this umbrella, you do have to have a bit of a quick pace to get back into the diner where you yourself will get soaked again. And as you make your way to the diner, that sense again, that damn sense, goosebumps on your arms, your hands, as if you feel as if something is watching you. But you shake it off and enter back into the diner itself. As we cut back to Hugo, who is sitting at a booth waiting for our dear manager Sam. You see him begin to walk around the doorway itself from the kitchen, and he has like a piece of paper and pen, and he comes up to you and he goes, I think this will do you here, sir. It feels like a good enough map, but I'm not sure. And he hands you over a very well drawn map for the most part for it. It details that you should make your way back up the road that you came, and that it's like the 14th tree or 15th tree, you should see some weird type of gate or structure, and that's the way to go up to the cottage itself. You look at this map, and it's well drawn enough that you feel like this is worth the money that you had promised him before to it. And you, Butterford, you're sitting there with Mary, tending, looking over Amelia, and Mary just keeps looking over Amelia more and more and more. Can you give me a power roll, please?
Sure. 70. My power is 50.
Okay. She looks like a woman that's concerned about her friend, all you know. She looks over, tries to see what she can do to help the bruise, but Amelia still continues. She's a little bit more coherent now, especially with having drank like a little bit of coffee, a little bit of food in her. Do me a favor too. Give me a spot hidden roll again, please. As you are staring at Amelia.
89.
89. Okay. Keep trying to show something and it's just not going to appear. Mary just looks like a person that's concerned about her dear friend. That's all you can tell.
We're all back at the diner.
You are all in the diner as you see Sterling Winters walk into the diner itself.
Have y'all seen the old man that escorted me to the outhouse? Because I just found his shoes with a pile of ash out in the rain.
Sterling, what happened? You smell like a musty stack of pancakes.
Yes, I was out in the outhouse. That might explain the smell. But the man screamed suddenly, and then a big light came in, and his only thing left were his shoes.
Are you saying this out loud?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm telling you everything, Professor. I would never lie to you.
Well, that's very interesting. I don't know what to make of that. Do you have any evidence of his passing?
Of his passing, no, but I have you could see his shoes outside of the diner with ash in them.
As you have this conversation, you look over at the booths with the other people that are there, and the elderly woman is kind of listening intently, and she kind of goes, what do you mean? Where's my teddy? He was with you to go to the bathroom. Where did he go to?
I can't say exactly where he went, but I'm surprised nobody here heard that loud scream and flashing white lights that were just outside on the outhouse.
You both heard nothing.
Great. Well, I'm sorry, Miss. I have no idea where your teddy is, but I do know he is not around.
You were just with him.
I wasn't with him. I was in the outhouse by myself. He didn't join me.
How far away was he?
He was standing by the diner.
Young man, what do you mean he left his shoes? That's not like Teddy to just leave his shoes like that.
Well, you would know him better than I do, but yes, he left his shoes at the diner. I don't know.
With ash?
With ash in them. After a loud scream and flashing lights. It's almost like he was struck by lightning, but I have no evidence of that. I didn't see anything.
She, hearing you say something along the lines of that he might have been struck by lightning, you start to see a panic grow in her eyes, and she starts to make her way towards you, and she goes, give me Teddy's umbrella. Give me Teddy's umbrella. I'll go look for him.
I don't think you should go out there by yourself, miss. This man just vanished out of thin air. You might be next.
Oh, wait. Now you're saying next? What? Just give me the umbrella.
Professor, what do you...
What if we all went out there and took a look at these shoes that you're flapping your gums about?
Excellent. Well, I was already out there, so you two can go out there with this elderly woman and check what it's all about. Here's the umbrella.
Seem like you're evading this in a very suspicious way.
No, it's just
Master Winters.
no, sir. It's just that I was already out there and I've seen everything, and you can see for
Why
yourself.
don't you show us exactly?
Because it's just right outside the door. Please.
As you're talking more and more, you start to hear the other elderly gentleman that Sam, the manager, is mumbling more and more, and he starts to say over and over again, "It's the deadlight, isn't it? The deadlight took him. The deadlight." And he starts to get up, and he stands there looking at you all wild-eyed and crazy, and he goes, "You saw the light, didn't you, boy?"
I saw a light. I don't know if the light is what I saw, but I saw a
You
light.
saw a light, and then you heard a scream, right?
Yeah.
That's what it does. That's what it does. It takes people. That light is death itself. It is as if God has sent an angel to take people from us. That's must but would happen. That's why I had to stop the truck. I swear to God, it was going to take me. Winfred, at this point, just snatches the umbrella from you and starts to hustle her way out the door, going around to the outhouse itself.
Well, you two better follow her. She could get herself in big trouble.
I'll go after her. I don't see why not.
I'll follow.
You both start to make your way outside of the diner itself, and Winfred, even with her being an elderly woman, she's got a little pep in her step, and she starts to make her way out to the outhouse. She's a little ahead of you. She almost turns the corner, and you lose sight of her for a minute. And can you both give me power rolls, please?
Power.
40.
Success.
Yes.
What about for you, Professor?
Working with a 70, rolled a 92.
Okay, so
Nailed it.
goosebumps, an eerie feeling of being watched is what you feel. Lightning and thunder strike as the storm continues on and on. The rain is persevering. However, Butterford, as you are watching this elderly woman start to disappear around the building, you begin to feel a presence at the tree line, a glowing light. Glowing light that's moving in and out between the pines as it glows brighter and brighter, but it starts to move faster and faster and faster. You almost see it start to leap across the roadway and go around the corner to where Winfred had gone to, and it starts to disappear, but there's still a faint piece of light. And then all you hear is a start to make your way around the corner itself. You see nothing except an umbrella laying on the wet, soggy ground, and a smell of ash burning again. It smells like burning flesh as Winfred is gone. Can you give me a sanity roll, please?
44. My sanity's 50.
Okay, so you will take 1 point of sanity damage, please. And you will have heard her scream as well too, so go ahead and give me a sanity roll as well.
94.
Well, I think it's about time that I use my tower now. You will lose 3 points of sanity, dear Professor. Please let me know when you lose 5. In Call of Cthulhu, it's not just surviving whatever it is that you're facing, making sure that you keep yourself alive. It's purely what your brain can comprehend and continue to hold on to. Sanity is one of the biggest things. Typically, with 1 hour in gameplay time, if you lose up to 5 sanity, you will run into what is known as a temporary bout of sanity, which is where I get to decide what sort of mania, phobia, or other scary things start to enter your head to a point you become obsessed and become useless to everyone else around you. So you have lost 3, dear professor. Please let me know when you've lost 5. You see Timothy begin to go around the corner, and the scream emanates, but that's all you hear is a scream. And you go around and you see Mr. Butterford standing there in front of this umbrella that's laying on the ground, and no Winifred.
Professor, I don't like this. I think we should head back. I don't think there's anything that we can do for them out here, but I don't think it's good.
It also smells like a rubber tree burning down in the forest. What is going on? We have to inspect this.
I saw some kind of light and then she was gone. I don't think this is good news.
You didn't see a light.
I saw nothing. And you two are both telling me that there are missing people and lights involved.
Butterford's the only one with you right now.
That other one and you are trying to pull the wool over my eyes, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I just don't. I think it would be a good idea if we went inside.
Well, I'd like to take a look at whatever's left over before we get back inside.
It's 2 piles of ash lay on the ground, what appears to be like a half-burnt shoe as well. And even as you stand there, you can see the outhouse as well too, and you see another pair of shoes just laying there. But as you get closer to the pile of ash itself, can you give me a constitution roll, please?
Constitute this up real fast. 45.
Okay, so as you start to get closer to this and smell it, it's a burning sensation in your nose. You can almost feel it in your throat, a taste of burning flesh. But there's even a worse taste to it that you can't put. It's as if it's something, the worst possible taste that you've ever tasted in the entire world is touching your tongue. And as you sit there, you start to feel yourself getting sicker to a point that you feel like you're about to throw up.
This is worse than my first wife's goulash. What is going on here? Ugh. Butterford, I don't feel well. Will you take me inside?
Yes, I would love to.
I don't want to be out here anymore.
Yeah. I want to grab the umbrella on the way and take him inside.
Take the umbrella and begin to walk back towards the diner. As we go back into the diner, Sterling, you are standing there as a wild-eyed looking man by the name of Jake, as you referred, is stepping closer to you, still looking as if there's a bit of madness inside of his eye. Tell me, boy, how long have you seen the light?
I only saw remnants of the light when I was in the outhouse, and I guess a little bit when we were on the drive, but I don't know if that was the same light.
Is it glowing?
It was a light, so I don't know if you could say glowing. It was illuminating, glowing, I don't know.
Did you smell something?
Yes.
Did it smell like death itself?
I could say yes.
You a religious man?
No.
You should be. Because once that thing begins to hunt you down, death itself will stop at nothing to take you. And I mean it. If you see it, you run in the opposite direction. You run as fast as you possibly can. You must do this. He grabs your shoulders and starts to shake you almost violently. He is obviously not well. And as this happens, Sam Keelan comes over and he goes, Jake, Jake, you have to calm down, my friend, please. You have to calm down. He's just a young man. And Jake he's still holding on to your shoulders as he looks over at Sam and he goes, you don't understand. This thing is going to kill us all. It will take every last one of us. You don't understand. As you're standing there, Sterling, you see Amelia's eyes begin to get wider and wider. She's obviously terrified by what this man is saying, and as well as Mary. Mary just, there's nothing she can do. She's just standing there, not sure what Jake will do next.
Well, I'll leave you all to it. I'm gonna go check in on my colleagues.
As you do, before you even so much as turn around, you see both the professor and Mr. Butterford entering back into the diner.
Excellent. So you see I'm not crazy.
Sans an elderly woman.
Oh,
Could somebody give me some water or some coffee? My throat's burning and it won't stop.
here, you take my water, Professor.
Thank you.
Where's the older woman you were with?
The same thing happened to her.
You saw it?
No. I didn't see it.
There was ash in her shoes.
Right.
That was all that was left.
Right, just like I said.
I saw a light.
It seemed like it went to her. Then we heard her scream.
Might be the same light this crazy farmer fellow was shaking me about. He said, I better believe in God. This light's gonna kill us all.
Wait, the man in the corner?
Yeah, he's scaring all the women.
Well, look at him.
Seems like he's onto something.
Professor, you see the gentleman that has this long, wispy like beard and hair that's flowed back and has this wild-eyed look. He's talking with Sam, and Sam is trying very hard to calm him down. He just keeps muttering louder and louder about this dead light over and over.
See?
Yeah, well, we either talk to him or we hit the hills with Amelia and we go figure out what's up from what.
Well, I would like to continue on with our academic adventure. I think that all this country light extra thing is just distracting us, Professor.
Well, what if he has something? What if there's something he can give us or a nugget of information?
He's speaking very cryptically. I don't know if we can get anything from him. We could try.
As you stand there all, you hear a very large, loud crack of thunder as lightning, a very large bolt of lightning emanates from the heavens itself and lands directly onto your car. It shakes so badly you were all taken aback almost as everyone screams out, and the power begins to fluctuate a little bit inside of the diner, but then manages to come back on as you're standing there. And you can almost smell the hint of burning from outside.
Well,
Okay, that's like I thought we should stay.
guess we gotta figure this out. I'll go talk to the old man. You two check on the car. How's that?
The car that just got hit by lightning? I don't know.
I mean, see if there's anything left from our provisions.
Might as well.
Okay, sure.
So let's go with, I would love to see this play out more. So we're going to have you both start to make your way outside. You grab whatever umbrellas that might be left over. You still possibly, Mr. Butterford, have the umbrella of the elderly woman from before. And you make your way outside into this rainy scape. And as you step outside, you can smell a burning sensation coming from the car. And you can even so much see on the paint itself where the lightning bolt must have struck and hit the car. It looks fine, but there's still just emanating smoke you can see.
Here, Timothy, here's the keys. You have the umbrella. It only makes sense if you go out there and try and start the car.
Certainly. Wouldn't you like to come with me?
There's only one umbrella, and I'm too brawny to fit under it with you.
You have experience driving this car.
All you
starting
need to
it.
do is start the engine and see if it works. We're not going anywhere, Timothy. Don't be difficult.
Fine.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go out to the car
Okay.
and try and start it.
Walk up to the car and you can see a little spot of lightning on it, and you make your way over to it and you open the door itself, and it smells like something from the engine compartment, but you start to put the key in and turn it. Can you give me a luck roll, please?
Yes.
Good luck, Timothy.
94.
Would you like to push the roll?
Push, push, push.
Good luck, Timothy.
I'll push the roll.
Okay. How would you like to try to do this differently, where you try to get the car started back up again?
Can I open up the engine and see if there's anything going on in there?
You step out and you open up the engine compartment and start kind of messing with some things. Go ahead and roll your dice.
14.
Okay, you succeeded. You look at it, and the lightning damage itself looks as if it didn't break through the bonnet enough to get to the engine, and it feels like it might have singed the spark plug, but you managed to finagle things a little bit, maybe blow on the spark plug and put it down, and you put the hood back, and you get into the car itself, and you turn it, and at first, for the first 2 turns, it feels like it's going to catch, but then it doesn't. But then after the 3rd turn, you start to hear it start to sputter into life as the car begins to turn on. And the car itself is back to life. And Sterling, you're standing there as Mr. Butterford with a happy face looks back at you. Mr. Winters, can you please give me a spot hidden roll, please? As you stand there looking at Mr. Butterford in the car.
88. My spot hidden 65.
You see a very happy person. Can you give me a spot hidden roll, please?
Ooh, 7.
You sputter the car. It turns on. And as you check to make sure everything is right, you even check the mirrors. You feel like you're a pretty aficionado of driving now, too, even just doing a little mechanical repair. But as you look in the mirror, you start to see the tree line. And you think it's lightning, but instead you see a light. A light begins to glow brighter and brighter and brighter, an orb. And it just sits there between the trees. You feel this sense, this presence, as if it's staring at you, waiting to see if you'll get out of the car, waiting for it to pounce on you. And then as you blink your eyes and reopen them, it's gone. Can you give me a sanity roll, please?
2.
2. You will take 1 point of sanity damage, please. Please let me know when you lose 5 from your original value. Play the lightning again. It's still happening. Sounds of thunder. You think to your head that maybe it's similar to the light you had saw before, but there's nothing to it. The car chortles back on, and you know for a fact that you could turn it off and turn it back on again and get it working. And as you both stand there successful in your attempt of getting this car working, we step back into the diner. It's Mr. Hugo. Mr. Hugo,
It's Professor Hugo to you.
Professor Hugo, you are standing looking at Sam Keelan and Mary Laker, the waitress, all trying to calm down Jake Burns, who is now sitting in a booth, and he still is talking about this deadlight. He can't stop talking about this regardless of anything.
Very interesting. The gods of Egypt used to taunt the living with light too. I almost wish that I had more information to share or to glean. I go up to Jake. I start to shake him, to try and shake some sense into him. I'm tired of his blathering on and on.
He just looks at you wild-eyed and just keeps going on and on about the deadlight, and that it will take us all. It is death itself that God has sent. And he gets louder and louder, and then he begins to grab you and start to shake you as well.
That's it, Jake. Get your hands off me.
It's like he won't let go. He keeps shaking you more and more.
I'd attempt to break away.
You can give me a strength roll.
Let's do it. Hey. 20.
Let's see what Jake does. Jake rolls a 31. So what is your strength at?
40.
Is at 40. His is at 80. So he is definitely succeeded a little bit better than you. But I'm going to give this to you. Even though he's holding you and he keeps talking about this deadlight, you try to pull away from him and you manage to. But this gentleman, if he was to grab you again, is very, very strong. Even though he looks elderly in your eyes. He looks like a very elderly man. His strength is very strong, and he does let you go and start to quiet down again. And he just kind of rolls back into whatever booth that he's in, and he grabs whatever coffee that he has, and he just holds it there, just shaking and muttering under his breath. It's outside and it's gone. It's gonna take us all. It's gonna take us all. As that happens, you see your dear students enter in. Mr. Butterford with a smile on his face, and Mr. Sterling Winters with a Sterling Winters look to him.
Professor, I fixed the car.
Good news, we fixed the car.
Well, this man almost fixed me, so good job, both of you. Capital job. What say we pack up our things and get the hell out of Dodge?
Sounds great.
That sounds like an excellent plan.
I don't know about this Amelia girl, but if her constitution's well enough, I say we take her along with us. She might be of value when we do find her grandfather.
She might be extra baggage with the shape that she's in, Professor.
That's a valid point.
She,
She's the one who can point us to where he is in the first place. All I have is this map to go off of.
As you both talk, you see the waitress Mary step up and hear you all talking, and she goes, if I may, Professor, I know Amelia and her grandfather. I can accompany you all to the cabin and make sure that you get up there safely. I do know the way. They do deliveries from time to time, and we've dropped off food at their cottage.
Even better.
I think we could make some room.
Okay. You see Mary kind of go back to Amelia, and she kind of tries to, Mary disappears actually behind the bar for a minute, and she starts to rummage around and pull out some pieces of clothing and other things. Can you all give me spot hidden rolls, please?
37.
71.
Okay, you don't succeed. Butterford, do you succeed?
Yes.
You do succeed. How good of a success? Just regular?
My spot hidden's 55.
Okay. And what about you, Professor?
56.
Okay. Professor and Sterling, you both see her get behind the L-shaped bar, and she starts to rummage around, and she's taking out clothes and whatever she thinks that Amelia will look. But Mr. Butterford, as you see her rummaging around, taking out clothes and everything, you sense for a moment that it looks like as if she's grabbed a pistol as well too, and slides them into her purse. Or it could look like a pistol, who knows? But she grabs these clothes and she walks over to Amelia and she starts to put them on Amelia, and she goes, that'll look good. And Amelia is kind of shaking and moving her head. She's still grabbing at her forehead, and the jacket is on, and you all are standing there as Mary gets Amelia ready. But as you all stand there in the diner itself, you begin to see a light again. A light that starts to glow more and more. It becomes larger and larger than life and goes through the diner window. And you see it almost go against your car. And it starts to you start to see your car begin to almost crumble and burn underneath it, as everyone inside the diner sees this happen and sees this smell of burning again. But this time, it's not the burning of flesh, it's the burning of what possibly might be petrol. And it continues to consume the car more and more until the point that you see the car almost collapse in itself and fall onto its front wheels. And when it is satisfied with what it's done, even though it's an orb-like light, it feels as if it turns towards you all in the diner, and it begins to push its way towards the front window, and you start to smell the smell of burning. What do you all want to do? As everyone, Amelia, Mary, Sam, Jake, begin to scream and holler of whatever this is that's starting to push against the glass of this diner.
Well, the university's gonna have my butt cheeks, so I'm gonna turn and try to obstruct myself from the direct visual relationship with the light.
Okay. And what about you two students?
We need to get cover. That car might
I
explode.
agree on that.
Front door is available, doesn't seem to be in front of it. You see Mary grab Amelia, and without even a second thought, she starts to lead her towards the front door, and they start trying to run out it. I need you all to give me sanity rolls, please.
12.
12, you succeed.
35.
35. Okay, what about you?
97. Sanity 70.
It's perfect. Thank you so much, Sterling. Now I get to roll a larger dice. You lose 3 points of sanity for me, please. How much sanity have you lost in total?
Just that 3.
Just the 3, yeah. You lose 3 points of sanity as you start to almost freeze in a way, seeing this light consume this car and the smell of fuel, and then you see it start to move towards the window, and the burning smell that you remember from earlier begins to happen. Professor Hugo, you now see this light as it is trying to work its way in. Amelia and Mary are trying to rush as quickly as they can out the front door, whereas Sam and Jake are both trying to get past you all to move out the front door as well too. So what do you want to do?
I believe we should head with the crowd.
All right, yeah, you got me. We're all in this together. I'm gonna go out with you.
Y'all go first.
This thing is starting to eat more and more into the diner, and the panic and the pace of this is starting to quicken more, as what I'll need from all of you is that I will need dexterity rolls if you are going to run out of the diner. Dex or D.
37 out of 80.
Okay, so you succeed.
58 out of 80.
58 out of 80. What about you, Professor?
60 over 40.
60 over 40. Do you want to push your roll, or would you like to spend luck?
Let's try our luck.
Okay, so you will spend that amount of luck that you need to in order to succeed your roll for me, please.
I have 40 and I'm spending half of it.
Yep, so you're down to 20 luck.
Copy that.
And that is now your new luck value. You spend the 20 luck, you feel yourself kind of, your foot catches on something, but then you're able to keep it to yourself, and you all start to run out as this thing continues to make its way into the diner itself. The glass cracks, and it almost feels as if everything around it starts to burn, and the building itself starts to light fire as the glowing light enters more and more, and you can hear Sam and Jake screaming, trying to get away from it as best they can, but unfortunately, they were cut off. And that's all you hear is screams. More and more, louder and louder, as the fire burns and the building is consumed. The deadlight moves in for the kill. All you see is Sam and Jake burning alive from the inside out. Their eyes glow asunder, louder and louder, and as they glow more and more, it almost as look they're imploding in themselves, shriveling to brazen like husk. Would you all to roll sanity for me, please?
66.
Anyone who succeeds just lose 1 point of sanity. Anyone who has failed, let me know.
I failed.
Roll a 7.
Oh, 1. Do I still lose 1 point?
You still lose 1 point of sanity, dear sir. You're seeing two people literally burn within themselves. For you, Butterford. Let's see. You will lose 4 points of sanity. At this point, I will say you have lost enough sanity to where I need you to give me a knowledge or an education roll.
18.
What for knowledge?
55.
Okay, so in Call of Cthulhu, whenever horrific things begin to happen and you lose enough sanity, that could advocate for a temporary bouts of sanity. Essentially what will end up happening is you will have your player roll a knowledge or education. They have to comprehend what they're seeing, correct? And if you have a very smart character, well, they're going to understand things. And seeing two people shrivel to an absolute raisin-like husk within themselves, well, that is terrifying in its own right. So you will go into a temporary bout of sanity. I'm going to roll a dice again. And I will see what you end up with. Now, for any keeper, you can come up with your own bouts of sanity. I have rolled a 2, which means you feel you are robbed. How you feel robbed is you feel like this stupid pit stop as you stand out there in the rain, seeing these two people die in front of your very eyes. You feel as if you've been robbed of a simple trip to Boston. These idiots, this stupid professor, has brought you along for no reason whatsoever. And you feel like you could easily just have gone to Boston, but no. He had to visit his friend, didn't he? He had to be able to see this person you've never met before. You've heard of Dr. Godfrey Webb, but not a close personal relationship. Why are you standing here, Mr. Butterford? And you will continue to feel like this for the next 30 minutes. So you're standing there as you're staring at these people be consumed, feeling the sense of feeling robbed of a peaceful trip to Boston. What would you all like to do?
Well, the car's destroyed.
Yeah, and I don't think there was heat lightning in there either. I think we have to go take this map, walk to Dr. Webb's residence.
Well, is there any living patron or dead that has a car here in this parking lot which we can use?
You see Mary and Amelia running off into the woods trying to get as far away from the deadlight. What are you all doing? Are you just standing there?
We should run away.
Let's follow them.
Yeah, all right. Yep.
You begin to quicken your pace and run across the road and enter into the trees, following Amelia and Mary as best as you can. And as you continue to move through the trees and the woods itself, let me get dexterity rolls, please, from everyone. I want to see how well you're keeping up with these two.
26 out of 80.
Okay.
50 over 40.
81 out of 80.
You still fail.
Use your luck.
Yeah.
You can, yeah.
Could I push 1 point of luck just to
sure.
Okay, please.
I want to spin. Sorry. Spin your point of luck. My bad.
I will push. Or I could push it, right?
You can push it as well too. Depends.
But if I roll over...
1 point of luck, or ultimately failing if you re-roll it again. It's your choice, Mr. Winters.
You know what? Sterling Winters is a confident man. I don't think I would fail over 80 twice now.
Okay.
Right? And my luck is a precious resource.
Roll your dice.
So I got 83. I can't push.
No, you can't push a push roll. And that, ladies and gentlemen, when a push roll is failed, means that it is a critical failure. So, Mr. Winters, as you try to keep up with everyone, Professor Hugo and Butterford, you manage to keep Amelia and Mary in your sights as you move through the woods, through the pines and the trees. Mr. Winters, you kind of are getting stuck up. Tree branches are hitting you. They're not doing a very good job of making sure you don't get hit by stuff. And your foot begins to slip from underneath you. And as it begins to slip, you try to catch yourself on a tree branch. What ends up happening is you capture a loose tree branch. And as you capture this loose tree branch, your hand slips and it smacks you right in your face. You're going to lose 2 hit points, please, as this thing full-on decks you in the face. And then once you do that, can you please roll a Constitution as you've been hit by a blunt object in your face?
Great. 84. Wait, 24.
24, so you succeed. Even though this thing hits you in your face and it hurts, like it has scratched your face, you're slightly bleeding. You can see your compatriots kind of running off into the distance itself. But as you lay there on the ground, you notice something. These woods, they feel more ominous. Woods themselves, you should hear something, right? Animals? sound of anything, chirping, crickets at least within the woods, but it's just silent. It's unnervingly silent. As you lay there on the ground with a little bit of mud on your suit, you pick yourself back up. And as you pick yourself back up, you look behind you back to where the dead light was, but you don't see it. It doesn't seem to be following after you at all. Put that aside and you begin to move with your compatriots. Soon you see Sterling appear behind you as you are all trying to run through the woods and catch up to Mary and Amelia, and eventually they stop in a little bit of a clearing within the woods, and they're both kind of out of breath, and they look at you all and they go, what was that? What the hell was that? And Amelia begins to go, I think that's the light. I think that's the light that might have possibly been hurting my grandfather. It's worse than I imagined. What? And Mary looks at you both and she goes, what about Sam? What about Jake? Did they get out?
Oh man, we did everything we could, but I don't know that they made it out. Sorry, Mary. It all happened so fast. I'm an old man. I couldn't even carry them out if I tried.
Mary sits beside herself, decisive in a way, and she's going to do a sanity roll hearing this news. Going to be, poor Mary. She will lose 2 points. So Mary starts to kind of almost cry in a way. She's beside herself as she sits there and she just goes, oh my God, Sam, Jake, they're both dead. I can't believe this. I should have done something. I should have gone back. I should have grabbed them or possibly just let them out a different way. Why did this have to happen?
Listen, this phenomenon of nature is not your fault. There's nothing you could have done. Look at us, we're all just as scared and alone as anyone.
We should keep moving. We don't have time for this.
Where are we even going, Mary?
I believe that if we just keep heading east, we should be able to get there.
I pull out my map. I lay it in front of them and I say, where's east?
So essentially you have all run across the road from the diner and you've booked it maybe a good 100 feet into the woods, maybe less than that, but you're in a sort of clearing. So looking at the map itself, you can make it out to be that east for you all would probably be more towards the left if you were to move through the woods. And Mary begins to explain that if we just go this way, unfortunately, because we're on foot, it's probably going to at least be 20 minutes at most for us to walk through here. But we should be able to get upon the cottage if we just head that way.
What if there's more of this light out there? What are we going to do? Can't keep running from light our whole lives. With this raging storm we've had.
We're trying to find a road, Professor.
Yeah, why don't we find a road?
Walk along the road, see if we can find a ride.
The map he drew me had a road on it, so if we take the road to the gate, maybe that'll get us where we need to go.
Great.
Mary looks at you and goes, that's a good idea. If we go this way, we should be able to make it out to the road. We might even run into the path to the cottage itself. Just follow me, okay? Please follow me. And Mary begins to lead you all through the woods, and as you walk through the woods, that ominous feeling again, these dark, large pines, the rain that still seems to trickle through the treetop itself, and the sound of thunder roars through the woods itself. But you, Professor and Mr. Butterford, regardless of how you're feeling, you feel as though you very alone. There's no sound of animals. no movement of any kind, no chirping, no crickets, no nothing. It is as if you are in a space that's held in time, ominous and creepy. As Mary keeps walking and you make your way, you eventually come upon what seems to be a footpath. And Mary and even Amelia kind of perk up once they see this, and they both go, oh my God, this is it. This should be able to take us to the cottage. We should follow this way. And as Mary says that, you see two very large hands reach out from behind a tree and grab Mary by her throat and hand over mouth as it drags her back from behind the tree. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we will end this episode of Deadlight. Thank you so very much for watching, and be prepared for what will happen next.